Hello, welcome back to another session by Digital Titans, and today we're going to talk about a tool which is called as Google AdWords Editor. And this is my personal favorite because of a various set of reasons. And I personally would like to call this tool a boon to the entire PPC industry as far as advertising on Google is concerned. Now, AdWords Editor is a tool which is owned by Google. It has been developed in house by Google, and it has been widely used by all the advertisers and all the people who assist all the advertisers from Google and agencies who provide dedicated support to the clients. Now, what is Google AdWords and why is it that important, and what makes it the boon to Google AdWords PPC as such is what we would be talking about in this session. And there's also a bonus tutorial at the end of the session where I would show you how to work on AdWords hands-on, and I would also highlight a lot of other features and factors that make AdWords Editor more important and what is it today. So move forward and we will see what's AdWords Editor. AdWords Editor is an offline tool that's owned by Google. It can be downloaded from the Google Help Center, and it's a free tool. You don't have to pay anything for that. And it is one of those tools which makes bulk editing easy. And if you didn't know that advertisers as big as Amazon and Red Bull and Samsung could go about spending $50,000 a day as their budgets, and these are quite huge, and it would involve humongous amounts of keywords, and advertisers or specialists would have to rag their brains out, and they need a tool which would make it easy for them, and which could make things more organized than relying upon the Excel sheets. So this makes making bulk editing easy, and it checks for errors automatically, and it would tell you if there is something wrong with the campaign or something that needs to be fixed immediately. Very flexible tool, everything is auto saved, and grouping keywords, which is one of the most important things in building an AdWords campaign, is easy using AdWords Editor, and it is also used for account analysis, not just creating. Alright, so where do I find this tool? Now you find this tool by performing a very simple action, that's going to Google and search for download AdWords Editor. It's as simple as that. You would click on one of the links from Google. The moment you click on that, you would see the screen. All you have to do is to use the download now option to download AdWords Editor onto your system. Now once you have downloaded the AdWords Editor to your system, you could just install it like any other software. You could customize it using your location and language. And how does it work? It works as simple as this. Now you have an AdWords account. You would be downloading this AdWords account into the AdWords Editor, which is a tool. And at the end of the session, I would be showing you how to import or how to download these accounts. Now once you have downloaded these accounts, you can manage the ads and the keywords and all the elements of the account. And if you pay a little attention to what's written here, it says, with bulk editing tools, you can quickly manage changes to all of your AdWords accounts. Now, across different ad groups and campaigns, you can search, replace, copy, and move items, undo, redo multiple changes, and now you're able to view statistics for all the campaigns using AdWords Editor. Now, please do not mistake AdWords Editor to be just a creation tool. It is not just a creation tool, but it is also a wonderful analysis tool. Now, apart from managing accounts, you could also upload all the changes across all the accounts or campaigns into your account. Now, you can post all the changes that you have made using AdWords Editor into your account after you have performed everything, right? Now, this is what AdWords Editor does. It not just helps you download accounts, it helps you make bulk changes easy. You download the account, you make all the changes that you want, and you can upload them back into the account, right? Now, not just working with different campaigns in the account, AdWords Editor is so flexible that it lets you handle cross-account functioning. Now, let's say you have an account running on your product, and you need a similar campaign to be created for another account. Now, you don't have to start everything from scratch. You could copy the campaign from account number 1, and you could paste it in the account number 2. So it's that flexible is what I mean. Alright, so without wasting much time and without acting much fancy using slides, what I would want you to do now is I would want you to get your hands dirty and see how AdWords Editor really works. Now, the things that I would not be showing you in this video is how to download it, because I've already shown it. Now, once you have downloaded it, once you have installed the software onto your system, now this is what you would be able to see. This is what you would be able to see, where it would ask you to create or add an AdWords account to your system. So let's go to add, and let's say you could use either the browser sign in or you could use the in-app browser sign in, where it will ask you to sign up. And I would say I would log into my campaign or the AdWords account using the Gmail ID and password that I already have. Alright, so the moment I've logged in, it will show me all the campaigns in the account. Now you could either go ahead and select all the campaigns, or you could select the specific campaigns that you're looking at, and you can import that specific campaign into the account. So since we are looking at it for the first time, I would want you to understand how things work when you download all campaigns. Let's say OK. Now the AdWords account or the AdWords editor is downloading all the AdWords campaigns in your account into the AdWords editor. Now once it has downloaded them, it will show it to you this way, where you would see Google AdWords editor, and ta-da, this is my campaign, right? No, sorry, this is my account. Now on the left hand side is where I would see all my campaigns. Now grayed out campaigns here are the ones which are paused. You can see it here, and the active ones are in black. Now these are the active campaigns in the account, and below that is where you would see the different sections of the campaign. Now you could either look at the ad groups in this particular campaign called handbags by clicking on this drop down, or by selecting this campaign and clicking on ad groups, where you would see the ad group here, right? Now this is how AdWords editor navigation works. Now if you want to change anything in a particular campaign, select the campaign here in blue and scroll down here, and you will see all the changes that you could do to your campaign, including your budgets, bids. You could also add locations. You could change the location of your campaign, and you could change the name of your campaign. Now this is an ad group, right? So we would be talking about campaigns. So I would have to select this campaign, click on campaigns here, and that's it. These are all the list of the fields that I can edit. I can change the campaign name, I can change the budget of the campaign, I can change the location of the campaign, right? I can add Singapore as a location if I want to. Right? Now you could do whatever you want. You could change, you could add any location, and I have done it intentionally because I wanted to show you an error. Now if you remember, while we were talking about AdWords editor, I had mentioned that if there is something wrong, if there is something which is incomplete or which needs to be fulfilled, AdWords editor will show it to you in the form of an error, which is a red splat here. Now the red splat here appears in 4 places. One is here, you will see it here, and you will see the actual meaning of the error here. Now it says the location is empty, enter location. If I enter the location, right, now that's resolved, right? Now the location is unresolved, check changes. Now it is just waiting for approval. I've added the location, it's waiting for approval. Now the red splat is gone, and you would see an orange triangle in its place, which is just a warning. Now please remember, with warnings you could still proceed and post all your changes into your account, but when you have a warning or an error which is a red splat, you cannot post those things into the account. Now this is how I can navigate between my campaigns, ad groups. I can look at my keywords, I can also look at my ads, I can also look at my placements. I can basically navigate through everything. Now this is the navigation part of AdWords. Now you would have to understand the major tabs or the major functions that the AdWords editor lets you handle, and those include a tab called accounts that you would use to add or remove an account. If I want to remove this account from my system tray here, I would just select the account and I would say remove. It would simply remove the account from my AdWords editor. Now if you want to get recent changes, now this is a very interesting topic. As I had told you in the past, there would be situations when multiple specialists work on the same account. Now, let's say you are specialist number 1 and I am specialist number 2. You work in the morning shift and I work in the evening shift. So, what you had done in the morning was you logged in and you had made certain changes into this account and you had posted it into the AdWords account. Now, I have been working on this account for a week. Now, what I have here is the last changes that I had made a week ago. But when did you make a change? You made a change this morning, right? But do I have the recent changes in AdWords Editor? No, I do not, because you have made those changes, you have posted them into the account. Now, for me to get the recent version of the account, this is the simplest thing that I would have to do. I would say get recent changes. I would say select all the changes that I want. I would select all the campaigns, and the recent changes that you had done this morning would come into my AdWords Editor interface now. Please remember, this is very important because AdWords Editor is not synced with AdWords Online always. Now, AdWords Editor is an offline tool. So, whenever you work on a particular campaign after a long time, or when you have multiple people working on the same campaign, it makes a lot of sense and it is very, very important to get recent changes. Now, when you get recent changes, you have the latest version of the account in your AdWords Editor, and you could process and you could start working on your campaign and make any changes that you would want to. Now, check changes is just like compiling an AdWords account, where I could just look at all the campaigns that I have and I can just check if there are any errors or not. If there are no errors, it will just say that there are no errors, or if there is any errors, it will report you those errors and you can go ahead and make those changes. Now, the difference between check changes and post changes is check changes will only check for errors and tell you what the errors are. When you say post changes, these things will directly go into your AdWords account and it will get updated, right? Now, we will save this option called view statistics for later towards the end of this session, and in between, let's see what all can be done using AdWords Editor, right? Now, when you want to look at keywords in this ad group, so you click on this ad group, you go to the keyword tab, you don't see any keywords in this. So, let's click on another campaign that has keywords. So, now a campaign number 1 has a list of keywords which are these, and you can make anything. Let's say I want to add, wherever you see t-shirts here, let's say I want to replace that with a word called t-shirt and not t-shirts. So, it's as simple as this. You can either go individually, add it here, or AdWords Editor is a bulk editing tool, right, which makes it easy. So, you can select all of these, go to your edit, replace text, and you wanted to replace t-shirts with t-shirt, right? You could just say that, and it had made those 4 changes, and it will say close. Now, wherever you had t-shirts in the past, now it's showing as t-shirt. Now, also remember, pay a little close attention here, because all the keywords that you have made changes to would have a change in them. They would appear in bold as compared to the other keywords, and you would also see a triangle where an edit has been done. If you remove a keyword from your AdWords account using AdWords Editor, it will show you a negative symbol, which is a minus. And if you add a particular keyword, let's say if I add a keyword called into this ad group, which is under campaign name, campaign 1, and if I call it test, it would show me a plus symbol. So, plus, minus and triangle means that I have added a keyword, I have removed a keyword, I have made some changes to the existing keyword. Now, this is the indication that AdWords goes by, right? Now, this is how you would edit your keywords, and if you want to edit any keyword individually, you can go ahead and do that. And if you want to replace text or add some text to the existing keyword, you can use these 2 options called replace text and append text. Now, the most important thing that we would have to talk about using AdWords Editor is, if I have a list of keywords, how do I group them, right? Now, I have a list of keywords in a campaign called campaign number 1. Now, I would want to group them into different ad groups, because I see t-shirts and I see handbags, and they're 2 different things, and I cannot put them in the same ad group because the AdWords system will not understand. So, usually what people would do is copy these keywords into an Excel sheet, group them into different groups and add them back into AdWords Editor, and then upload it into AdWords account, which is a cumbersome process. Now, I have been one of the early adapters of AdWords Editor while I was working at Google, and I completely swear by the fact that this would reduce your time spent by at least 3/4, right? Now, let's see how I would group these if I was using AdWords Editor. Now, I would simply go and search for all the keywords which has the word shirt in them. Now, these are all the keywords which have got the word shirt in them, right? Now, these could go into a particular ad group which is talking about t-shirt. So, I would go to this campaign, I would create another ad group, I would create another ad group, called shirts, right? It is showing me a warning because of certain things that I have not entered here. Let's say 12 is the bid, so 12 is the bid. Now, the moment I enter the bids, the warning disappears. Now, there's still another warning as far as the AdWords is concerned, so you don't have to bother about this because you could still post with your AdWords editor having warnings. Now, I have created another ad group called shirts. Now, I have a set of keywords. So, come to keywords. Now, these are all the keywords which have the word shirt in them. So, these should be sent to an ad group called shirts. So, you can either cut them or copy them from here, paste it here, or you can simply drag and drop them into an ad group called shirts, right? Now, they would be disappearing from here and they would be appearing in an ad group called shirts. So that is how you would group these keywords. It's simple, right? So you don't have to worry about things. You could go to your list of keywords. You can search for things and you can move them into another ad group as and when you like. So that is how you would move keywords into another ad group. Now, coming to ads and writing ads, it's as simple as how we do in AdWords Account Editor. So you would go to expanded text ads because that is a new format which is running now. If you want to create an expanded ad, you would do that and you would enter whatever headlines. Let's say I'm just doing it for the time being. So this is how you would add an ad. Now remember, whatever you want to add using AdWords Editor, you will always see two options: to make a singular change and to make a plural change. So if you go to keywords and say if you want to add a keyword, you have an option to add a single keyword and you also have an option to add multiple keywords. So let's say if I want to add multiple keywords called test1, test2 and test3, right? Now you would have to select this tab as keyword and let's say process, right? Finish the changes. Now this is a very interesting thing. Now I have added 3 new keywords. Now if I wanted to add another 4 keywords, what should I do? Should I add them individually or should I add them at once, right? Adding multiple keywords at once makes a lot of sense. Now, do I see the option to make multiple changes here? No. Why do you think I don't see the change? Look around the screen and see if you can figure out anything. Well, if you cannot figure out, this is the deal. Now, you have made certain changes, and until you confirm those changes by clicking on the keep button, you will not see this option activated. Now, once this is activated, you can again click on it and you can say you can add more keywords like test 4, test 5 and let's say test 6, right? And you select them to be keyword and then you process them, finish, right? But they will only get added only if you say keep. So when you say keep, I've added all these keywords. So this is how I would add keywords into my AdWords editor, group them and things like that. Now I've seen how to add keywords. I've shown you how to add ads into your ad texts, right? Now there are certain things which are the exterior things that you should know about AdWords account creation using AdWords editor. So you go to keyword planner, get a list of all your keywords, put it into one of the ad groups And from here, start searching for whatever you want to group, right? And you can, if I've searched for all the keywords that has bag in them. Now it shows me a list of keywords. Now I can select these keywords and move them into another ad group which is talking about handbags. Now this is how I would move keywords from one ad group to another ad group, right? Now apart from creating things at once, editing things at once, I would also need to understand certain things which are superior to everything else, which is I can import an account or I can export an account. Now, if you have a client who wants to understand what is happening with the account and he wants to understand the account structure, you could always export the whole account and you could send it to the client in any of the following formats, an HTML or CSV or whatever files. You could send the export of the file to him. And once you have exported the file to him, if he wants to view the file, he could just go to AdWords Editor and he could just simply import it from the file you sent him. Now, this is one of the most important function. Not just that. Imagine that since it's all digital today, you cannot switch from digital and stay offline by not having access to anything. So your clients might need you to work even after you go home from your work, right? So what you do is you would export this file into this whole account and you would save it into your account and you would go home and log in by using import file so that you can start continuing work from where you left it. Edit will give you obviously a lot of tools to edit a lot of things. Now tools, so we would be talking about all the other remaining things when we talk about the advanced AdWords editor, when we talk about analyzing things using AdWords editor. Now one last thing which I said I would talk to you before I finish this session is statistics. Most of the people who are using AdWords Editor know this to be a tool which is only used for adding campaigns or creating campaigns and things like that. But most of them do not understand that AdWords Editor is not just a creation tool, it's also an analysis tool. Now, if you want to analyze how using AdWords Editor, so go to View Statistics, you can just say Get Statistics. Now, you can download statistics for your account across all the campaigns. And you can choose what kind of statistics you want to download and you can just say OK. When you say OK, what it does is from your AdWords account, it downloads all data related to your clicks, impressions, CTR and all the data into this AdWords editor. Now from here you can analyze your keywords and you can add, remove or modify things that you want according to your business goal, right? Now, anything else that we are left with? Let me quickly go through that. So you can add any kind of ad, you can make any changes to keywords, you can export accounts, you can import accounts, right? Once you're done with all the changes, let's say now I am good to go and I want to export my campaign from AdWords Editor to my AdWords account, this would mark the final process, which I would say post. I would say post and I would say, so I want to post all the selected changes that I've made in my campaigns and I would say post. The moment you post it, all the changes that you have made using your AdWords editor would get reflected into your AdWords account and those have been uploaded into your account. So you need internet connection while you're using AdWords editor only while you're importing account data into your AdWords editor or when you're exporting your AdWords editor data into your account, as simple as that. Right? So good luck to all of you. I would strongly urge, I would urge all of you to try using AdWords Editor. You know how to download it by now. And if you have any questions, you know what to do. Please do email us at www.titans.digital. Sign up and email to us, and we would clarify any questions that you may have. I hope you have liked this session, and this marks the end of our basics of AdWords session as far as creating things is concerned. See you on the other side where we talk about the advanced tracking sessions where we talk about a lot of interesting things like conversion tracking and stuff like that. Alright, so until we talk about advanced sessions and until we talk about how AdWords Editor can be used to perform much advanced tasks, this is Digital Titan signing off and you have a great day. Stay good. Cheers.